Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 most notorious criminals in Boston's history. From ruthless mob bosses to cunning white-collar criminals, these individuals have left a lasting impact on the city's criminal underworld. Join us as we delve into their chilling crimes, dramatic arrests, and the legacies they left behind. From James Whitey Bulger to Gennaro Angiulo, these are the names that have become synonymous with crime in Boston. But before we get started, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about our amazing upcoming informative videos. Get ready to be taken on a journey through the city's dark past as we uncover the stories of these notorious criminals. First on our list, coming in at number 10. Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger was a notorious Irish-American gangster who controlled much of the organized crime in Boston for over 25 years. He was the leader of the Winter Hill Gang and was known for his ruthless tactics and willingness to use violence to achieve his goals. Bulger was finally captured in 2011 after 16 years on the run and was later convicted of multiple murders, extortion, and racketeering. Number 9. James Whitey Bulger Jr. Whitey Jr. was a notorious Boston-based criminal who rose to power in the 1970s and 80s as the leader of the Winter Hill Gang. He was known for his involvement in a wide range of criminal activities, including extortion, racketeering, and murder. Bulger was on the run for 16 years, before he was finally captured in 2011 and found guilty of 11 murders. He was sentenced to life in prison, but was killed in 2018 while in federal custody. Bulger's story was the inspiration for the 2015 film Black Mass starring Johnny Depp. He was one of the most feared and powerful criminals in Boston's history, and his reign of terror lasted for decades. Number 8. George Young. George Young was a notorious drug trafficker and smuggler known for his role in the Medellin cartel. He was a major player in the cocaine trade in the United States during the 1970s and 1980s. He was arrested and served time in prison for his crimes. Young was portrayed in the 2001 film Blow starring Johnny Depp, which was based on his life. He played a significant role in the rise of the American cocaine trade in the 1970s and 1980s. Number 7. Gennaro Angiulo. Gennaro Angiulo was a high-ranking member of the Boston-based organized crime group known as the Angiulo Brothers. He and his brothers controlled much of the illegal gambling, loan sharking, and extortion activities in the Boston area during the 20th century. He was convicted of racketeering, extortion, and conspiracy in 1986 and was sentenced to 45 years in prison. He was also known as Jerry Angiulo. He was one of the most powerful organized crime figures in Boston, and he controlled the city's underworld for decades. He died in 2009 while serving his prison sentence. Number 6. John Martorano. John Martorano was a hitman for the Winter Hill Gang, a notorious Boston-based organized crime group. He is believed to have been involved in over 20 murders during the 1970s and 1980s. In 1999, Martorano pleaded guilty to 12 murders and was sentenced to 14 years in prison. He later became a government witness and testified against his former associates, including James Whitey Bulger. He was known for his ruthless nature and his ability to remain cool under pressure. He was released from prison in 2007 and currently resides in Florida. He is also known as the Executioner. Number 5. Kevin Weeks. Kevin Weeks is a former member of the Winter Hill Gang, a notorious Boston-based organized crime group. He served as a close associate and enforcer for James Whitey Bulger, the gang's leader. He was convicted of racketeering and conspiracy in 1999 and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. After his release, he became a government witness and testified against Bulger in court. He is the author of the book, Brutal: The Untold Story of My Life Inside Whitey Bulger's Irish Mob, which was published in 2006. He is known for his loyalty to Bulger and his knowledge of the inner workings of the gang. Number 4. Howie Winter. Howie Winter was a notorious organized crime figure from Boston, Massachusetts. He was the leader of the Winter Hill Gang, which was involved in various criminal activities such as extortion, loan sharking, and illegal gambling. Winter was also known for his involvement in the race-fixing scandal at the Wonderland Greyhound Park. He was convicted and served time in prison for racketeering and conspiracy. Winter was released from prison in 1997 and has since retired from his criminal activities. He is considered to be one of the most powerful and feared criminals in Boston's history. Number 3. Stephen the Rifleman Flemmi. Stephen Flemmi was a notorious Boston mobster and member of the Winter Hill Gang. He was known for his ruthless methods and was a key player in the gang's illegal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and murder. He was a close associate of James Whitey Bulger and participated in many of the gang's killings. He eventually became a government witness and testified against Bulger in court. Flemmi was sentenced to life in prison for his involvement in 10 murders. Number 2. Frank Sullamy. Frank Sullamy, also known as Cadillac Frank, was a notorious organized crime figure in Boston during the 20th century. He was a high-ranking member of the New England Mafia and was heavily involved in racketeering, extortion, and loan sharking. In 1995, he was arrested and convicted of murder, leading to a life sentence in prison. He died in prison in 2018 while awaiting a retrial for a different murder charge. He was considered one of the most powerful and dangerous mobsters in Boston during his time. And coming in at number 1. Carmelo Merlino, also known as Carmine, was a prominent organized crime figure in Boston during the 20th century. He was a member of the Patriarca crime family and was heavily involved in illegal gambling, loan sharking, and extortion. Merlino was also known for his involvement in the Boston College Point shaving scandal in the 1970s. He was arrested and convicted multiple times throughout his criminal career, serving time in both state and federal prison. Merlino died in 2012 while serving a 12-year sentence for racketeering. In conclusion, the criminal underworld of Boston has been shaped by some of the most notorious and powerful figures in American history. From James Whitey Bulger Jr. to George Young, these individuals left a lasting impact on the city and its criminal landscape. As we come to the end of our video, we hope you have gained a deeper understanding and appreciation for the complex and fascinating history of these infamous criminals. Well, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought and don't forget to subscribe for more informative and captivating content in the future.